cooking with the Frisbees, fish style. Okay, we've done a lot of fishes, and this is cod. We've done it before, but believe it or not, as a kid, I never had fish sticks. So
unbelievable. Every Friday, frozen fish sticks is what we had.
I didn't know.
I cannot believe this. Can't believe this. My wife has never had fish sticks.
So I decided I'll make my own fish sticks, and we're gonna have some fish tacos tonight based off of fish stick. So really simple. I've got some flour or seasoned flour, simple flour, all-purpose flour. It's got cumin, coriander, chili powder, and paprika, and a little bit of salt. Some eggs that have been beaten, and I'm gonna use panko because I'm gonna do them in the oven at 375 for about 18 minutes. So I'm gonna start cutting my cod as best I can into a little fishy stick.
Looks like a fish stick.
Does it?
It's a fish stick.
Okay, perfect. So I'm gonna do that to all these little gorgeous cod fillets that we have. I'm gonna make several, and what I'm gonna do afterwards, I'm gonna just freeze some of them so that, and when you freeze them, you just want to put them independently, cool them, put them independently on pans, let them freeze, and then wrap them. I'm going to put mine, because we have our amazing food saver, I'm going to put mine in a food saver so that I can take them out and have them whenever I want. So we're doing this because I had a conversation with my husband that he said fish sticks would make great fish tacos, which I love, unfortunately.
Which I don't, but I'm getting better at it. I had some in San Antonio when I was traveling on business,
They're
and
so good.
and I defaulted to having them because they were the least offensive thing on the menu. Now I'm in San Antonio, Texas. I'm not a Tex-Mex fan. I'm just not. Everything touches, and I'm not appreciative of that sort of thing. So I sat down in the hotel, and everything I read on the menu, I went, that touches, that touches, that touches. Okay, let me give the fish tacos a try. And surprisingly, I liked them. They were good. They were good.
And I can say I've actually gotten some younger littles to actually eat them as well, because they enjoyed them once I made them. So I'm going to do flour, egg wash, panko, and then onto the parchment. And we're gonna cook these once I get them done for about, I'm gonna do 10 minutes, turn around, flip, and do another 8 minutes-ish, depending on what they look like.
So why you put it, the egg is for what?
So the flour is to give it flavor. The egg is to give it something for the breadcrumbs to hold on to. So look at how cute that is. Oh my gosh. These are going to be perfect. I did make the mistake of getting my dry hand wet, so we're going to flip now. So now my dry hand's my right hand, my wet hand is my left hand. This is going to be very interesting.
Flour is very sticky when you get it wet.
And I don't want a lot of egg. I don't want this to be like really thick. So I just want to get a nice little coating. Get it on the pan. And we're going to do that for all of these. So I am making the assumption that I tasted So if you haven't ever done that, what I do is I taste my flour and I taste my breadcrumbs. So if I'm trying to add any flavor to it, stick your pinky in there and taste it. Does it taste good? If it doesn't taste good, don't use it. Or add something else. We're gonna keep going.
All right, we'll be back.
Into the oven, 375. We're kind of close to the top because I want them to get nice and brown. That panko should get nice and brown. We're gonna come back in 10 minutes and flip them. Yay! This better work.
If not, there's always Grubhub. Right?
I'm not a fan, but yeah, pizza would work.
Always pizza.
All right, I'm gonna clean this up and then we're gonna make some coleslaw to put on top and a little bit of a sour cream to go on top of that. It'll be good.
All right.
That time again. We're gonna flip these puppies. Urgh. I don't bake a lot in this oven unless it's Thanksgiving or Christmas, but looks like these guys are doing pretty good. I am going to, actually, I don't like that they're not browning. What is that? All right, we're gonna change gears. And I'm gonna put a little bit of
Call it an audible.
bake on these babies. Turning it up to 450. Let's see what happens.
That's what we do. The recipe calls for something. It doesn't always work out that way. You just got to be prepared, right?
Don't know. We'll see. So I want something that's got a little bit more kick, a little bit of flavor to it. So this has freshness and this has crunch, but I want a little more zing. So I'm gonna go ahead and put, these are already jarred, pickled jalapenos.
Not from the garden, but
Someday.
Little Acorn Farm does have jalapenos planted. And they survived not only the freeze, but they survived golf ball sized hail.
That's true. That's true.
In the last 5 days, we have a saying down here in the Southeast, hold my beer. And we had like
Just don't know.
all seasons in the course of like a 48-hour time frame. It was ridiculous, but Little Acorn Farm did survive. I think we're gonna have to do some replantings on the cantaloupe. It did not like the freeze. It did not like that frost. So we may have a couple of replantings, but there's some other exciting things that are going on that you'll see when we do a May garden tour.
So this that I'm adding right here is, it's got mayonnaise, it's got sugar, it's got lemon juice. I use it to dress my broccoli salads, anything that I want that's pretty hearty and can stand up to a dressing. I like this dressing, and it's those three things. I think it has honey in it too. It does have honey in it. So with the jalapeno and the cabbage, it should stand up really nicely when we make the fish tacos. Speaking of which, let me take a check. Oh, they look so much better. I think I'll turn them now. They've finally gotten a little color on them. Oh yeah. I think giving them that little, so what I did do, which I don't think anybody saw, is I did give them a little bit of a coating with the canola oil. And I think I'll do it again. Oh, I love these gloves. They're so amazing. They worked perfect.
Pink.
They do happen to be pink, but they happen to actually work amazing. Like I don't burn myself anymore.
Those look great.
I'm gonna put those back in. Alexa, start a timer for 5 more minutes. We got this. Okay, now I'm just gonna warm a couple of fajitas. Keith, do you want corn or flour?
I have no idea.
Next. And you can do these, many of them at one time in a microwave with a wet towel. But I just like getting that little bit of singe on them.
It becomes a little more crispy than it does soggy.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
And it doesn't take literally 60 seconds on each side. Obviously, you can still do it with fingertips.
You can.
I know they're probably
My little sensitive fingers, I can't do that.
So, they're looking good. But I want a real quick, just a little bit more char on them. So I'm going to turn the broiler on them for 2 minutes. Close, broil. Oops, stop. Broil, start. Alexa, set a timer for 2 minutes. Don't forget about your tortillas. Like I just did. Welcome back. Welcome back. Sorry, he's going into the welcome back Carter. Okay, so I've warmed up my tortillas. I have my beautiful fish sticks. We're going to do a little assembly. So I'm going to put my cabbage down on the bottom. Got a little bit of jalapeno in there, remember, but it's also got a nice sweet dressing to it. So it's not going to be too spicy, especially for my man. He's not a real big hot spice. He's coming around to jalapenos though. Then I'm going to put my crunchy fish stick on top. I'm going to finish with a little bit of this. So it's a sour cream. It's got salt, pepper, lime juice, cilantro. Dredge that a little bit across the top. And I'm going to finish it with some fresh cilantro. Nothing like fresh cilantro. Wish it was out of my garden, but not quite yet. There we go. Fish stick, fish tacos.
And there it is.